Welcome into another edition of the Leadership Library, hosted by CEO and author Rocky Romanella. Rocky is the author of the book, Tighten the Lug Nuts, The Principles of Balanced Leadership, and has over 40 years of business experience as a prominent member of the UPS Supply Chain Solutions team, as well as the CEO of Unitech Global Services. So sit back, grab your notebook, and take a seat, and get ready for this edition of the Leadership Library.
Welcome to the Leadership Library. I'm your host, Rocky Romanella. We're talking about the fire phenomenon and the four causes of it. We talked a little bit about micromanagement in our last episode. Today, we're going to talk about poor time management. Before we get into poor time management, I got a great email from an individual after our last episode who asked a question, which I thought was a great question, a thoughtful question. Is it appropriate for me to have that conversation with my boss? I would say yes, provided that you do it in the appropriate way. You know, you don't do it in front of other people. You take the time to set aside, and you have that conversation with your boss that, hey, look, you'd like the opportunity to have the authority to make the decisions. And you may go in, for example, when they give you a project with a couple ideas just to show them that it's well thought out. But yes, I think there's nothing wrong with having that conversation. Don't go about it as if you're evaluating them and their skills. Go about it as you'd like the opportunity for more authority. You'd like the opportunity to do more inside the organization. Great question. I hope that helps. So let's talk about number 2, poor time management. Nothing drives you crazier than people that are always overwhelmed because they can't manage their time or they're taking on too many tasks. How about the individual who comes to work late and they think that that's their thing? Everybody knows I'm late, whether it's a family member, whether it's in the place of business, everybody knows that I'm going to come to work late. No, wrong. It doesn't work that way, right? That shows disrespect for the individuals you're working with and family members who are already on time. That all comes from poor time management. You don't have a plan. You don't lay things out. A plan to fail, failure to plan is a plan to fail. Look at that. See that? We're going to get through that, right? And I'm not even going to redo this because we all make mistakes. Having said that, you have to have good time management. As the leader, if you have good time management, if you schedule things properly, then it makes it easier for your people because now they start to schedule themselves the same way. You have to give them the appropriate amount of time to get the job done. I used to always try to plan myself somewhere around 80%. Because that gave me an opportunity then to be able to handle things that come up. Exceptions. There are always going to be some exceptions. And if you're 100% planned, then when that exception comes up, you start to get behind. Also affects poor time management, affects that whole work-life balance. So it starts with this understanding the difference between need to do and nice to do. So if you can get those buckets going, helps you with work-life balance, helps you with time management. You can always move the nice to do things to another time. But if you're doing nice to do things because everything is equal, well then all of a sudden at the end of the day, you did a lot of nice to do things and the most important thing, need to do, didn't get done. Now you're staying late or you're starting early the next day. So time management is not only important for you when it comes to getting things done, hitting timelines, being on plan, but it's also important for you as an individual in the whole concept of work-life balance and giving your people an opportunity to be successful and giving them a chance to know they have the time to be successful. Until we meet again, if you have a calendar, use it. How many people do you know have a calendar and they never write anything down or never put anything in their phone, right? And then they're wondering why they forget. Time management is such an important skill to have, something to always work on. And if you can have good time management, you won't even start that fire of poor time management. Till we meet again, be safe.